How's it going, my people? Another day, another podcast episode. And yeah, I wanted to... I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to start this video off with something to say, and I immediately forgot what I was going to say, so that's nice. But for real though, guys, thank you guys for joining me again in another podcast episode. Honestly, with the new equipment I bought and my setup, I'm kind of frustrated just with my video performance. So I realized dude, I need to work a little harder on editing videos, and I'm not edit this video because this video is just a talking podcast. So there's nothing to really edit, but in general for YouTube shorts. So for this podcast episode, I have a bunch of things I'm going to talk about, give my opinion on. So I think the best thing is to I'm going to try and make a bunch of YouTube shorts about that. The first thing that we're going to start off with the bad news. And the bad news. Unfortunately, the SSPX did commit a schismatic act by consecrating 4 bishops, and obviously this is a very tragic thing that has happened, because schism is always bad, right? Schism it's never a good thing. It's always a bad thing, actually. And for it to happen, it's just not good at all. It's not good for Catholicism. It's not good for anyone. And it makes us look bad, but it's just very unfortunate that was their choice, that they wanted to continue on with consecrating those bishops. And I don't even think it's from what I can see, it's not even just TLM or not. It's genuinely just doctrinal disagreements that the SSPX has with Catholicism. I mean, they would consider themselves Catholics, but clearly not if they're not submitting to the authority of the Pope. And they believe that St. Peter's chair is empty, as well as they believe that the Novus Ordo is completely invalid, which is crazy, right? You have and to me, Catholics are always given the charge that, well, Catholics are like the Pharisees because they care more about their traditions more than anything else. And I was thinking, if people really think that about regular Catholics, imagine what they think about the SSPX. To think that the Novus Ordo Mass is sinful, it's crazy, and they're not submitting to the church. And if that is how they genuinely feel, then they must have to believe that Jesus' promise in Matthew 16:18 was false, that the gates of Hades actually did prevail against his kingdom and his church. And that verse specifically, to me, is just always why schism is terrible. Schism is never a good thing, and schism goes against Jesus' promise. So, in my opinion, right there, when Jesus is saying, we don't have to worry about schism because of his promise, and to me, it just seems like an ego thing. Instead of staying and fixing it, schism is not the answer. It's not the answer, and it's very unfortunate. And I think it also just makes and it leaves people who are traditional Catholics, who believe in the traditional Latin Mass, it leaves them in a pickle. It leaves them in a uncomfortable spot, because they care about traditional Catholicism, but the traditional Catholics, not all of them, but a good majority of them, the SSPX are trying to schism off, and Rome is being painted as this very liberal place, which is just untrue. So I think it's a very unfortunate and sad situation that is going on, and I hope that everyone involved can hopefully come to an agreement, and I trust in Pope Leo that he has the correct judgment to do that, and that he will make the correct decision for that. But it also it brings me to another point, like how annoying some, not all, of the traditional Catholics are. You'll have some that are great, and they're just in love with traditional. I wouldn't consider myself I've never even been to a TLM, so I wouldn't say, to their standards, I'm not a traditional Catholic. But then it's always on TikTok, right? You see these TikTok tradcast crusaders who it seems so performative. Like they're all of a sudden everyone's traditional Catholic. All of a sudden, you all have been going to the TLM for 20 years, bro. It's just what's cool to you. And so they're, I can't speak on their behalf, but honestly, what it seems to me, it just seems like LARPing. That's what it seems like, these tradcast. And not even like the ones who were like, oh, SSPX is right. Bro, have you ever even been to it? I guarantee you a lot of these kids who are doing that have never even been to an SSPX chapel. Guarantee you that at least half never been to one. I guarantee you a lot of them, at least 30%, go to their Novus Ordo Mass every day. Or not every day, every Sunday. So, yeah, overall, I think that's performative. I think it's corny. But what can you do, man? People are going to LARP. LARPers are going to LARP. It's just how it is. You have people LARPing onto Catholicism. First, it's the big Christianity, which I'm glad. I think it's a good problem to have, that people are LARPing on Christianity. I think that's a great thing. But you have people who were LARPing on Christianity at first. Then as Christianity became more popular, more mainstream, as the new atheist movement was dying down, then you have people LARPing on Catholicism, and then you see deeper the rabbit hole goes. These people want to be trad, they want to be awesome, they want to be based, so they turn to orthodoxy. Like, my computer sound like it's gonna die. They turn to Coptic Orthodoxy, Eastern Orthodoxy, or SSPX, because they think that, or Sedevacantism, because I think that's hip, that's cool. Or not hip, I guess it would be the opposite of hip. They think it's trad, they think it's cool. So that's just what's cool for them at that moment, but in reality, bro, get a life. Come on. All right, next on the agenda, Trent Horn. Finally, we got the debate between him and Ryan from needgod.net. And I honestly have not watched the full thing through, but I trust that Trent Horn debated good. I believe in Trent Horn. I think Trent Horn is great. And I'm sick of the people people oh, Trent Horn's a pop apologist. Bro, I love Trent Horn. I'm a Trent Horn defender, and I think that Trent Horn, from the clips that I've seen, he standed very firm with Ryan from needgod.net and stood his ground. It's not that I had a worry that Trent wouldn't stand his ground or something, but I'm glad from what I can see he made very bold claims, and I like that, I think that Trent is. I hope this debate can re-cement Trent as the top Catholic debater, as our top dog. I've seen a lot of Trent disrespect recently, and I'm not here for it, bro. Trent's a big reason Trent's a big reason as to why I wanted to start a Catholic podcast. So yeah, Trent Horn debated Ryan from needgod.net. I might even do a debate review, honestly. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I might even do a debate review. Who knows? But yeah, Trent Horn's my goat. And Ryan from needgod.net. Ryan from needgod.net. He's interesting. He's an interesting feller. And honestly, gotta give him props, because he stays consistent with his position no matter what. He is dedicated to his position no matter if he is stuck in a corner. In his debate against Joe Heschmeyer, he denied that Mark 16 is scripture. That He will go very far for his position. So I mean, gotta respect it, man. Gotta respect it. So shout out to both of them. And also, yeah, another thing with Trent is like he's very charitable, very very mature with the debates, and it's very refreshing to see productive debate take place. And I feel like you see that a lot with Trent's debates and Joe Heschmeyer's debates. So yeah, I'm hoping for debates to have a new revival. Debates to not be stupid anymore. And I'm gonna get into that later. That's later in the agenda. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. All right. For the next thing, I tried spiritual direction today, and guess what, guys? I really enjoyed it. I thought spiritual direction was great. Yeah, I was super happy about it, and I think it's different from therapy for sure. Like therapy is kind of just talking about your problems, but spiritual direction like allowed me to reflect on my relationship with God, like my prayer life, and dig into things that like you don't really think about on a daily basis. And I'm glad I'm also, I got to do it with my priest, but yeah, able to address some like issues maybe that I've been struggling with and whatnot. So definitely very cool stuff. I'm very happy about how it went today. And I encourage everyone to do spiritual direction at least once. I mean, hey, don't knock it until you try it. And I think it's a great thing for Catholics to want to do spiritual direction or some kind of just like talking to a priest, because I believe that therapy is, it can help. Don't get me wrong. I believe that therapy can 100% help. I even encourage Christians, hey, go to therapy, but it won't be your solution to everything. And I firmly believe in that a lot of psychological problems are a result of poor spiritual health. So, that doesn't mean medicine and all those things don't have their place. Of course they do. I'm a big fan of medicine. I'm a big fan of therapy as well, and of secular remedies or solutions can also help. But I also genuinely believe that a lot of problems that people have are due to poor spiritual health, and that can be something that can be fixed by reflecting on your relationship with God and building up that. So yeah, spiritual direction, I definitely encourage everyone to do that. It was definitely a great experience. The next thing I want to get into, it happened like, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, but Catholic Sam's retirement. Catholic Sam was another, along with Trent Horn, another big reason that I wanted to become a Catholic YouTuber. And I think it's sad, obviously, to see him go, but I understand. With the state that a lot of apologetics is in right now, with the state that YouTube, TikTok, especially TikTok, it's just slop. It feels like you're just restating the same arguments over and over again. That's kind of why I changed my niche. Instead of just like making apologetic videos, I'll do something like this where I get to talk about whatever I want to talk about, because honestly, it just feels exhausting to deal with. And if I felt that, and if sometimes I felt that pressure of not messing up to represent the Catholic perspective, and try to have the answers, imagine if I felt that pressure, I only have like 100 subscribers. Imagine how Catholic Sam feels. So I can definitely see how, being on social media to help people is something that can be very spiritually dangerous, and something that you need to keep checking up on yourself and taking care of yourself. And I applaud Catholic Sam for doing that. Actually, I think it's a very brave thing to do, and not many people would admit that, hey, I'm struggling with this thing. I need to take a break. Imagine how hard that is. You having some sort of fame, and it feels good. You get dopamine from that. You get dopamine from getting views. I know from firsthand experience. Even if that's not my goal of my channel, is to get views, to get subscribers, I get dopamine whenever, I get views and subscribers. So to walk away from that, I really do applaud Catholic Sam, and I think that that's a very manly thing to do. I think that it's a very Christ-like thing to do. I think that's good that he's spending time alone with God to reflect on things and come back hopefully better. Hopefully he comes back. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But whatever he does, I think we should all pray for Catholic Sam and thank him for the good that he's done and what he's taught people and the virtue that he's displayed on social media. All right, next. 2 movies that have been blowing up recently. The big 2 movies have been Obsession and Toy Story. And I watched both. And I gotta tell you what. I didn't really know how bad Obsession was going to be. I know I probably shouldn't be watching horror movies, but I genuinely didn't think Obsession was going to be that. I thought it was about an obsessed girlfriend. That's what I thought. I thought it was just about a crazy obsessed girlfriend. I didn't know it was a horror until I went to go. So I was like, hey, I apologize. I told my dad, I was like, hey, let's go watch Obsession. It looks really cool. It has like 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's insane. I hated it. I genuinely felt so disturbed throughout the movie. And I never felt that way about many movies. I don't think I've actually ever felt that way with any movie. I'm usually perfectly fine with movies. I usually don't have a problem with movies. But bro, I don't know. The Obsession just got me. It was really like, and what I think it was, honestly, is like I haven't really watched horror movies since I've like have this like more renewed relationship with God, and it just disturbed me so much. I hated it. I definitely never watching one of those movies again. And then I think it was like the next week, I went with my dad and my brother. We went to go watch Toy Story 5. Bro, Toy Story 5 was amazing. Spoiler warning, skip ahead like 20 seconds. But Buzz Lightyear and I was gonna say Wendy and Jesse's Wendy, like the burger girl, they both have red hair, but Jesse, love story, immaculate. It's elite. The movie was elite. It was an elite movie. Obsession was so disturbing, bro. I can't. I don't understand the hype. And then you see everyone on TikTok continuing to talk about it. And continue, like, bro, they're making like the most obvious connections about the movie. And then they're running out of things to talk about. They're making like, or like reading way, way, way too much in the movie. Like, I guarantee you the director did not even like this thought about what your ever theory you have. The thought did not even enter the director's mind. I thought it was like, I can understand why people would like the movie. It just wasn't for me. Maybe I'm a girl, but I just can't. I just couldn't. I was just disturbed. I just didn't like it. It wasn't. I guess there's just people who enjoy like the thrill. I'm just not. I guess I'm just not one of those people. But Toy Story 5, on the other hand, was elite. I recommend Toy Story 5 to everyone. And for this month or this past month or just like low-key in the year in general, if people are like putting like, oh, what's the best movies? I'm taking Toy Story 5 above Obsession all day. And if that's a crazy take, tell me in the comments. All right, let's see what we got next on the agenda. All right, yes. Also on my feed, what I've been seeing recently is a bunch of Dean Withers, like a bunch of these like political debates, and I've never been a fan, honestly. I just find it so unproductive. And I feel genuinely the same way about some religious debates, which is why I feel like religious debates as a whole have just like moved away from them. Obviously, there's debates that are great. When you have two people on a similar level who know what they're talking about and display virtue, it's actually something good to watch. But watching slop, like watching like Taco Talks debate or something, like, bro, it's just like, what? It makes you like feel like debates are just so useless, but they're not. And debates can actually be something really good. And I feel the same way about political debates. They're so corny. And these people like, oh, gotcha, bro. Yeah, the Democrats, the Republicans, so cool. Dude, the whole thing is corny. The whole thing is corny. I don't align myself with a political party because I don't believe that either political party's ideologies. I mean, I guess most Christians would probably be like a moderate to slight leaning Republican, but I don't believe that either party, as of right now, displays um, Jesus' vision for his people. So I don't follow either, and I don't really care about politics. I guess sometimes, in a way, I kind of do. Like when all the whole like ICE thing was like really a really big deal. It still is a big deal. It still is a problem, but I cared because it's my people, and it's frustrating to see. And yeah, it's frustrating to see that, and you obviously you want to raise awareness, you want to talk about it, but other than that, like I really don't care too much for debates at all. Yeah, like I said, I think they're corny. I think that they're, especially the political debates, are so unproductive, and a lot you just see people really show their true colors on it, and I feel like it's like an endless cycle. And like I said, like that's what I feel about the religious debates, like endless cycle of the same arguments and the same debates that have gone on, the same debate resolutions too. Like, can we debate about something new for once, please? And I understand some of them are genuinely important topics to discuss, but I you can't blame me for just being sick of seeing it on my feed. You can't blame me for you know for all of it, and it's frustrating. And so it kind of sucks because I don't remember it being like that when I was younger. Which brings me into my next point is like yesterday I went to the store to buy steaks because I just wanted to grill some steaks. And bro, prices, dude. I actually low key got a solid deal, but still, it was like $20 for like a pound and a quarter of ribeye. Not bad at all. It wasn't too bad. But still, like I just like imagine like prices when I was younger versus now. Like I wish I could like put me back like 10, 15 years. I feel like I would have motion. I would be able to buy so many things, and now like I feel like I can't buy anything. I want to buy steak, and it's just I don't know. It's just frustrating. Like it sounds like maybe what I. And that's the real question. Was it because I was younger, or is it because like the world was just genuinely better than like now it kind of feels like gloomy in a way. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean, but like gloomy in the sense that bro, like it just feels like no hope sometimes. Like it feels like you see gas prices. I can barely afford to put gas in my tank, and then sometimes buy myself food. Versus then, like, is it because I was younger? Or is it because like life was genuinely better? Maybe a little bit of both, honestly. But I don't know. It seemed like it was easier for someone after high school to get a job and be successful. Now you must go to college. I do want to go to college either way, but it seemed like now it feels like you have to have like a certain kind of job to pay your bills. You can't just work anywhere now. And then it seemed like okay, well you have more flexibility on where you want to work and what you want to do. Um, Overall, just seemed better, more comfortable for the person, for a new adult going out in the real world on their own. So honestly, sometimes that makes me anxious, but whatever happens, I know God got me, so it's all good. All right, and now for the final thing on the agenda for the day for the podcast is recent parishes I've been to are low key lacking. Like I've been to I went to a parish in this place called Center, Texas. I don't live in Texas. I live in Illinois. But I went to this place called Center, Texas, and I went to the Catholic parish there. And it wasn't like it's not ugly, but it's just like also just not like what I'm used to. I'm very blessed, and where I live is like a super nice Catholic church. Let me see if I can actually pull it up for you guys. Oh no. Yeah. Oh, look there. Yeah, my address is on here. You want to do something about it? Come over. I feel like we have a very beautiful parish. This is actually like old pictures of it. We've done like remodeling, and it looks even nicer, I think, with the floors. Uh, but it's a nice parish. And the one I went to was just like low-key kind of ugly. And I was like, bro, the parishes are low-key lacking now. I'm kind of, makes me sad. And then I went to the summer camp, and then there was a parish in this camp, and then I was like, bro, it's like low-key, again, like it's low-key lacking. And it's like the new style of churches, and like, bro, it doesn't really matter because like we're not here for the style of the building. We're here for Jesus and the Eucharist. But still, I think that us as new gen Catholics who are becoming more traditional, we need to make a push for better looking Catholic churches, more traditional looking and more European style looking as well. But there are a lot of beautiful Catholic churches in the US, so we know it is definitely possible, but let's boycott the 1970s style of Catholic churches. But all right, guys, that should be about it. Yeah, close to about 30 minutes of a yap session. I'm going to try and make some clips out of this stuff for you guys. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.